Good evening and thank you for joining us. A fatal industrial accident in Kai Tak this afternoon has claimed the lives of 2 female workers and left 3 others injured. Scaffolding at a construction site collapsed onto the workers.
The scaffolding belongs to the construction site of the Panel Harbor residential project in Kai Tak. At around 5 p.m., police received a report that a large piece of scaffolding on Shengfu Lane collapsed with at least 4 women and a man injured. 3 of them, all workers, were trapped beneath the fallen poles and boards. 2 of the 3 victims, aged 54 and 68, were unconscious while being extricated from the scaffolding. They succumbed to their injuries and were certified dead at hospital. The residential project Panel Harbor was co-developed by Poly Property and China Resources Land, offering 582 units. It's expected to receive occupation permits from the Buildings Department in the second quarter this year. The construction site had another industrial accident in the middle of last month. A male worker in his 40s was hit by concrete while at work. In November last year, a fire broke out on scaffolding at the same site. Around 40 workers sought shelter on the rooftop, with more than 100 others being evacuated. No one was injured in that incident.
Xia Baolong, head of Beijing's Hong Kong and Macau Affairs Office, is understood to be coming to Hong Kong on a 6-day trip starting Thursday. The purpose of his visit is related to national security legislation under Article 23 of the Basic Law. Xia will also try to understand more about the economic development of Hong Kong and the latest governance by the administration. Chief Executive John Lee did not confirm Xia's visit directly, but said officials from the central government have had much care towards Hong Kong and will make announcements if they engage in any public events. Chief Executive John Lee also said the government will continue to boost the city's mega-event economy by organizing more promotional activities. He added that authorities will redouble efforts to arrange more large-scale concerts in the SAR. Timothy Lee tells us more. Hong Kong's population experienced its 2nd consecutive year of growth. At the end of 2023, the city's population is 7.5 million. That's a 0.4% increase, or around 30,000 more people than the year before. More than 1,600 trainee doctors in South Korea's major hospitals walk off their jobs today to protest against a government plan to increase the number of medical school admissions. As of last night, more than half of the country's 13,000 trainee doctors were confirmed to have resigned en masse. The move has caused delays in surgeries and other treatments, and the government has ordered emergency measures such as the opening up of military clinics. Tracy Furness has more. Still ahead. Welcome back. Israel's top ally, the United States, is reportedly proposing a rival draft resolution to the United Nations Security Council, calling for a lengthy pause in fighting in the Gaza Strip and the release of hostages. Crucially, the text reportedly will condemn calls by some hardline Israeli politicians for Jewish settlers to move into Gaza after the war. The U.S. is expected to veto an Arab-backed resolution, saying it may hamper efforts by Washington, Egypt, and Qatar to secure a truce and free hostages held by Hamas. Nasfi Karim has more. Brazil does not intend to retract a comment by President Luiz Inácio da Silva comparing Israel's war in Gaza to Hitler's treatment of Jews during the Second World War. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Lula's comment trivialized the Holocaust. Ursula von der Leyen will seek a 2nd term as president of the European Commission. The 65-year-old has vowed to defend democracy from those who seek to destroy it. David Garrett reports. Last week, 2 Fujian fishermen fell into the sea from their boat and died after being chased by Taiwan authorities in waters of Kinmen, which is under Taipei's rule. Family members of the deceased reached Kinmen this morning and called for a thorough investigation. Asia's biggest air show is back in Singapore. It is the first biennial event in 6 years because of the pandemic. China was able to showcase its brand. The national security trial of former media tycoon Jimmy Lai continues. Today, former Apple Daily associate publisher Chen Pui-man continued her testimony as an accomplice witness. She said Lai hoped to get more international support through publishing the English edition of Apple Daily. Chen says she heard from former Next Digital CEO Chen Kim-hong that Apple Daily staff must follow Lai's instructions on which articles to translate into English. She added that Lai mentioned the company will receive more overseas support if there are more readers of the English edition. She said Lai remarked it would be better if U.S. politicians were among its readers. In a suspected case of child abuse and neglect, a 3-year-old girl was found on the canopy of a 4th floor outside a building in Shamshui-po this morning. She was allegedly left alone at home by her parents. The girl was spotted standing precariously outside an exterior wall of a building on Wangchuk Street. Her head was wedged in a laundry rack. It's understood the mother rushed. In Tengchong, a head-on crash between 2 double-decker buses left at least 8 people injured. The collision happened near Yingtong Estate at around 3 p.m. A Route E21A city bus double-decker and a Route 37M and new Lantau bus vehicle crashed into each other on Yingtong Road. At least 8. Humidity remains high in the city. Relative humidity levels across the city rose to above 90% due to the effects of ocean currents. Over to sports. Crystal Palace have appointed Oliver Glasner as manager after announcing Roy Hodgson has stepped down from the role. The club said Hodgson, who was hospitalized after falling ill during a training session on Thursday, has been discharged and is, quote, doing well. The former England manager had looked to be on the verge of the sack after 10 defeats in 16 games prior to his hospitalization. Alina Svitolina's latest bid for a 3rd Dubai Tennis Championship singles title got underway with a straight sets win over fellow Ukrainian Helena Kalilina. And that's the news. Thank you for watching.